Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. So you might just be getting started and you're trying to figure out how much money do I need to make passive income. In this episode, I'm going to talk about how much money do you need to make passive income. All right, so first I'm gonna tell you my story and why I needed passive income. And then I'm gonna talk about the steps that I took to create that passive income. And I promise you by the end of this episode, you're gonna know exactly how much money you need to make passive income every single month. Hey guys, my name is Brent Bowers. I got out of the military in May 2018. It's currently 2022, and every single day I pinch myself. I cannot believe what I've been able to accomplish with passive income. I've also helped more people become financially free and set up businesses revolving around land investing. And today I'm going to share with you on this episode exactly how much money you need to make passive income. So my story was I absolutely had to start making additional income. It was early 2016 and I saw history repeating itself. So I had currently been in the military for several years at this point, and I was always away from home, always training, always deployed, so much that it cost me my first marriage. And that was absolutely devastating for me. And now by this point, I've already met a new woman, my new wife, my current wife now, and we got married, and now we've had a brand new born baby. Well, I now see history repeating itself again, and people are usually motivated by one or the other. The fear of failure and running away from pain, or the running towards pleasure. So the gain of pleasure or the fear of something. I was motivated by the fear. I did not want history repeating itself. I did not want to lose another marriage. And now there was a baby involved. And I looked at the first year of my son's life, and I was only around for about 2 out of the 12 months of his life because the Army had me on their schedule. I was handcuffed to their time schedule, to where I needed to be each day, when we needed to deploy, when we were training. So I'm not bashing the military and what I had to do, but life was not on my terms. That's why I needed passive income. So early 2016, I started building a business that was going to create a financial fortress around me and my family, and eventually take me out of the military so I can choose life on my terms. This passive income business, earning passive income, is an absolute way to live life on your terms, and it's really a lifestyle business, and you can do it one deal at a time. My specialty is land. As I said, I've done over 400 land deals. I have a little over 100 notes paying us every single month. Sometimes we're paid multiple times a day from land. What is a note? Basically, a note is an agreement that we make with one of our buyers that purchases a piece of land from us, an agreement saying that they are going to go to work every single day and pay us every single month on time at a certain interest rate on a certain point of the month. And when they pay it off, we're going to transfer that property into their name. That is what's considered a note. So these notes pay us every single month, sometimes multiple times a day, because we have so many land deals now that we've done, that we've sold on seller financing. That gives us passive income. We're paid multiple times a day, and that money goes into our bank account. So I want to talk to you about that first land deal. That was in early 2016. It was in a county called El Paso County, Colorado. And I picked that playground. That was the first step. I picked the area that I wanted to invest in. The second step was I found a list of absolutely hungry, motivated land sellers. And the reason why they were motivated and hungry is because they were almost 3 years behind on their taxes. And after you hit that 3-year mark, the property goes up for redemption. So basically, someone has been paying those back taxes each year and making return on their money, and the seller still owns that property, but they've got 3 years to get those taxes caught up. And if they don't, it becomes deed eligible, so where that tax lien investor can now go after the property. So ultimately, these landowners were about to lose their property. And how did I find this tax delinquent list? I talked to the county treasurer. Some states, they call it the county tax collector. Some states, they call it the county treasurer. And you can call them and ask for the list of people that are behind on their taxes. And I mailed every single one of these people a letter. So step number 1, you pick your playground. Step number 2, you get the list. Step number 3 is you mail the letter to that tax delinquent list. And that letter was very simple. It said, hey, my name is Brent Bowers. I would love to buy your land at 123 Main Street. If you're interested in an all cash fair price offer. Call me or text me. God bless you. And guess what? That phone rang. So when it did ring, that first land deal, that first guy, he was a retired CPA. He said, I'll sell you the land for $285. It's yours. Go look at it. So I went and looked at it. Me, my wife, and my brand newborn baby, and I had no clue what the land was worth. So I called a real estate agent that was right down the street, the real estate office. The real estate agent picked up the phone and said, yes, hello. I told her about the property. I told her the address that it was located. And I wanted to know, what is the 30-day blowout price? What is the get it done now price? What can you sell this for on the multiple listing service or the MLS? And she goes, well, I don't know about that, but I think you can get probably $10,000 for it. And I said, great, thank you so much for your time. I'll call you back. I'm in the process of buying it. Well, she called me back within about 5 minutes and said, hey, Brent, what if I bought the land from you? And I said, okay, that sounds great to me. When do you want to close? She said, I can close on Wednesday, 4 days from now. I said, you have a deal. So I called the seller back and said, hey, is it okay if I buy the land on Tuesday? I think I've already found a buyer for it. The guy said, great, sounds good, write me the check. So I literally wrote him the check on Tuesday, brought that deed and the paperwork to the title company. They handled everything else. The realtor wrote her check, and I got a $5,000 check on Wednesday. Literally within 24 hours of me writing the check, I paid $285 and I made $5,000 back. That was the first land deal, and that was not quite passive income. But the second land deal, I was purchasing that one for $500 down, and I put an ad on Craigslist that very night that I purchased that land. This time I actually wrote the check for the $500 land deal because I just made that $5,000. I was like flush in cash. You know, I'd never made that much money that quick. So I put that $5,000 in the bank account. I wrote another check for $500 for the second parcel of land. I put an ad on Craigslist saying $500 down, $400 a month for 4.97 acres. Must sell. I had a buyer within 24 hours that gave me $500 down cash, and every month he would bring $400 a month to my door, and he never ever missed a payment. And this is what changed my entire life with passive income. Guys, I hope you're finding so much value out of this video. Please hit that like button just to tell me that I am on the right track and providing you tons of great content. I come out with these videos 5 days a week, and I put a lot of time and effort and expenses and travel time into making these videos, so that one little thumbs up means the world to me. Let's keep going. So if you're doing the math here, I really had nothing much out of my pocket except for those initial mailing expenses. Well, back then, stamps were about 50 cents a piece, and I would write those letters and I would place a physical stamp. Me and my wife would do this every single night in our basement once we would put our baby to bed. And this eventually turned into a business that brought me in $6,000 a month in passive income within 9 short months. Well, here's the thing. My expenses were only $4,900 a month back then, and I was making not even $6,000 a month with the military to work 12 hours a day every single day. So this was my journey to passive income. This is how much money it took. It didn't take much money. It took a lot of work in the beginning, a lot of momentum. I just gave you the steps of how I found the land at crazy massive discounts, and I turned around and sold this land for a profit very quickly. You too can create a business just like this with passive income. Guys, if I can do this, anybody can do this. I was working for 12 hours a day every single day of the week. I was always in the field, always training, and eventually I got out of the military May 2018, and now me and my family, I say this humbly, we can go anywhere in the world we want to do this because we have geography freedom. We have time freedom because we're paid every single month for these land notes, and we ultimately have financial freedom because we replaced our expenses with incoming land payments every single month. All right, guys, so now you have an action step. Go out and do a land deal today. Do a land deal, and then once you've done a land deal, I want you to head on over to thelandsharks.com, fill out the application, and schedule a call with my team. If we like what you have to say, we might even invite you into the coaching course.